Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. So what you witnessed, most would say, is a fierce catwalk or a model walk. But I'd like to take it a little bit deeper and say that this is confidence. My name is Linda Pearl Fils-Aime, and I am the founder of Pearl School of Modeling, a nonprofit, new age modeling school where our mission is to shape the confidence of girls to become future leaders through modeling, leadership, and entrepreneurship training. Now, I wasn't always this confident. I have a vivid memory of when I was 13 years old and I was walking on a sidewalk and I was walking like this with my head down. And my brother stepped back and said, "Pearl, straighten your back." I was 13 years old, and it was the first time that I was introduced to this concept of having confidence. 2 years later, at 15 years old, I grew to be 5'10". A scout from a modeling school discovered me and said, "Hey, I think you should take some modeling classes because you have the potential to be a model." Now, I come from a family of 8, and we didn't have much disposable income. So I was for sure that when I brought this pamphlet home to my mom, that she was going to say, nope, no modeling school, we have bills to take care of, and so forth. When I brought the pamphlet home, my mom sat with my dad, and surprisingly, they said, "We're going to invest in this modeling school." But I clearly remember my mother saying, "We're not sending you to this modeling school to be a model. We're sending you to refine yourself as a lady." As I began taking the modeling classes, I was introduced to the runway. The runway teaches you how to hold your shoulders back and your head up. My posture improved dramatically. We also learned makeup, and I started grooming myself in high school. We learned dining etiquette, and after my dining etiquette classes, I then became comfortable sitting at any table. My modeling school experience was a transformative experience. So transformative that I began gaining leadership positions in high school. Instead of walking with my head down in the hallways, now I thought I was all that, and then some. I became captain of the basketball team, and in further education, I became president of the Minority Business Society, as well as secretary of the NAACP. Now, unfortunately, not every girl gets the modeling school experience. And unfortunately, in our middle schools and our high schools, we're not offering enough curriculum that focuses on confidence building and leadership training. Modeling builds confidence, and modeling transforms lives. Now, there's an interesting statistic where Doug did a study that said 7 out of 10 girls feel that they're not good enough. 7 out of 10 girls, that's 70% of our girls. They feel like they're not good enough when it comes to their performance in school, when it comes to their looks, which we'll address later, and when it comes to their relationship with their family and friends. These girls that don't feel that they're good enough, in turn, become women that are less assured than men. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a crisis going on with our girls and our women, and that crisis is the confidence gap. Compared with men, women don't consider themselves ready for promotion. They underestimate themselves in terms of how they'll do on tests, and this is a problem. There was a study done at Cornell that says men overestimate their abilities when it comes to performance, and women underestimate their abilities, yet in their actual performance, it didn't differ at all. Another study was done at Hewlett-Packard, where when a job is being posted or a promotion is being posted, men apply when they only meet 60% of the qualifications. Women apply when they meet 100% of the qualification. That's a problem, and that's a problem with our confidence. Now, I'm not going to beat our ladies up because we are getting degrees at a higher rate than men. We are accelerating in middle management, but when it comes to seeing ourselves in executive presence, we have an issue in terms of that. Success correlates closely with confidence and competence. We have competence, but we are lacking in confidence. The good news is that confidence can be taught. And I feel like the modeling industry has a space where we can take these young women and these girls and teach them confidence. Modeling schools can become the new industry, not only teaching modeling, but it can teach leadership, entrepreneurship, and executive presence. Here are a few pictures of my modeling career. So after finishing the modeling school and graduating from college, I got a contract from Ebony magazine, Ebony Fashion Fair, to travel to over 200 cities in the US, Canada, and Caribbean. When I was walking on this runway, I wasn't saying a word. Now, let me tell you, when we got off the runway, these girls would run to the back of the stage to get our autographs. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't even said anything. All I'm doing is just walking on the runway. And that's when I realized that models are role models. You cannot escape models. Models are everywhere. They're on online publications, they're in books, they're on television, and they're affecting the way girls and women see themselves. Now we're at an inflection point in the modeling industry. As we said, models are role models. So let's talk about body diversity when it comes to the modeling industry. There was a study done that was published in the International Journal of Eating Disorders that said that eating disorders are directly correlated with the unrealistic images that we have in magazines of beauty and thinness. Sarah Ziff, a model and Harvard graduate, decided to do a study to see to what extent models are being pressured to be thin. She surveyed 85 models during New York Fashion Week in 2016, and she found that 32% of them were being pressured to lose weight by their agency. She found that 44% of them were being pressured to tone up, and that 81% of them, their body mass index was 18.5%, which is considered underweight. These are our role models that we're presenting to our girls and our women, but yet behind the curtains, they're being pressured to deliver an unrealistic view of beauty. Now, because of work like Sarah Ziff and other champions, in some countries, models have to have medical certificates in order to get on the runway, but there's still room for us to improve in that area. Let's talk about racial diversity in terms of confidence and the way that girls and women see themselves. In 2017, 28% of the models who walked the runway were non-white. 72% were white. In terms of fall campaigns, 30% of the models were non-white, and of the 7 models that were booked, for the most campaigns, only 1 had minority background. Is this truly reflective of our society and what our girls should be seeing? Racial diversity does have an effect on our girls. When I started my modeling school, I decided to give away a scholarship. I was still teaching at Clark Atlanta University, and I was doing a speech, and I said, at the end of the speech, I'm going to give away a scholarship by raffle. The young lady that won the raffle, her name is Jamila. She's African American, 19 years old. When she won the raffle and I presented her the scholarship certificate, she pulled me to the side and she whispered in my ear and she said, "Miss Pearl, how do you feel so beautiful with such dark skin?" In my head, I'm like, this is 2014. But of course, with these numbers, her beauty isn't being celebrated enough. So she had to question me to understand why I had so much confidence with this tone of skin. A year later into my modeling school, we had Taylor, young African American. She's 9 years old. We have our girls write papers and start companies in our school in their year time. She decided to write her paper on, in her 9 years, at one point she wanted to have blonde hair and blue eyes, but she was not sure why. We'd like to thank Naomi Campbell, Iman, and Bethane Hardison for the things that they're doing to push diversity in our modeling industry. I feel that we are at a transformative moment to take what the modeling industry has done in terms of confidence and flip it for us to increase the confidence of our girls and reach a new generation of leaders. There is a marketplace for us to touch our young girls and develop leaders. There's an opportunity to transform mindsets. Why not leverage the opportunity to create more Tyra Banks and Kathy Irelands, models that are not only beautiful, but have a strong business acumen? Whether you are a professional model or a novice, attending a modeling school has a lot of benefits. It gives you presence and agility when you learn modeling. Grace under fire, how to capture the attention of an audience, how to take a moment, how to be a team player, how to define your personal brand and your own unique signature. I was reading an article in Forbes by Jack Zinger, who is a leadership guru, and he was talking about building self-confidence. And he said, in building self-confidence, you have to train the mindset. You have to pay attention to your dress and grooming, your speech, your overall posture, your manner. And these are all things that we should be teaching in our modeling school. When I think about the transformative power of modeling schools, I think about one of my students, Jameson. She's 10 years old, and she would come to class with a tutu on every week. So I thought, okay, for her entrepreneurship project, she is going to do tutus. When it came time for her to put her entrepreneurship project together, she said, Ms. Pearl, I want to do my entrepreneurship project on bullying. Totally shocked me because she had never talked about bullying before. But I feel like the school gave her enough confidence and a voice to stand up on that platform. And I said, okay, we are going to do your entrepreneurship project on bullying. I'm being bullied and I want to have a voice and I want to inspire other people to speak out as well. So now Jameson has a company called Kindness Rules, where she goes around and talks about bullying and helps other people have a voice as well. When I think about modeling schools and the transformative power of modeling schools, I think about 15-year-old Aya. When Aya came to our school, Aya didn't have any confidence at all. Aya's 5'2". When you think about a modeling school, they're like, oh no, you gotta be 5. Aya is 5'2". She started when she was 15. She's 18 now. Aya has started 3 businesses, and she's heading off to college as a fashion business major. When I think about the transformative power of modeling schools, I think about our student Sharday. She's 16 years old. She wants to be a film director. And as we know, females in the film industry as directors are less than 10%. In our program, Sharday created one of her first short films, and she started her company. And of course, she has the confidence now to take that track of being a female in a male-dominated area. So in conclusion, we have to face the fact that the modeling industry has done some harm in terms of confidence to our girls and women. But we are at a point right now where we can change that. And we can change that by implementing not only beauty training in our modeling schools, but leadership and executive training so that we can help girls realize their full potential and see themselves as global leaders.